So which system do I use then? Well, in front of you, you will see some very plain, ordinary stoves because I don't really go too high tech. I've no requirement to. Let's have a look what we've got. We've got the traditional Hexamine stove. It's a very good stove. It's been in the British Army for years. Apparently it's been faded out recently, which will be a sad day. Even though we all hated it using it, it was still reliable and never once let me down in so many years. It was always there for me when I needed it, come rain or shine, although it did leave a mess. Got the zebra pot that you would have seen, the canteen cup system with especially bolt lid all the way from the good old US of A. Actually, the cup I actually got the cup from America too. That was an exchange when I was over there once. That's about as high tech as I get. An old burner slapped on a tin of gas. I use that when I go carp fishing quite a lot because it's just quick, convenient. Did I say I go carp fishing? No, I don't think I ever have. And we have my most expensive stove, which is the honey stove. Truly a wonderful bit of engineering. It's really good actually. Very versatile. You can do a lot with it. I'm going to show you a little bit more about that later. You probably may have seen them before. Then we've got my, I think it's a Swiss military cooking system. I'm sure you will correct me if I'm wrong. And then we have some really budget Chinese copies of other types of stove that you can buy, which can be really expensive. Which is the whole point of this video really, because these aren't expensive and I've never needed anything else. So you can go much high tech if you wish. I mean, I've even seen one stove that will charge your phone whilst you put logs and sticks into it to heat your tea. Now I think that's absolutely fantastic. Maybe not, but these are mainly natural fuel, or my favourite, which is the methylated spirits. And the thing with methylated spirits is I don't know whether that was a good thing or not, but I really love the smell of that. So there you go. This is it. I don't use anything else. There's nothing else apart from the natural fire. So there we go. Let's have a look at the honey stove. Comes with a grill, a food standard grill. Doesn't come with a Trangier. But it does come in this kit. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this down here. I'm just going to focus in a little bit more so that you can see what's going on. Okay, the honey stove comes complete with a grill. It also comes with a smaller section, which I will demonstrate later. Comes with a bag to put it all in. Comes with a Trangier holder. And then you're left with the little stove itself, and as you can see, this has had plenty of use because it is brilliant. What it doesn't come with are two thin pegs, which you need, and we don't really need them, but I'll show you how they work and why it is better. That this stove is capable of doing is metamorphosing into a much smaller pocket stove, and that goes like this. Now you have a little tiny wood burner. you can quite clearly see it is rather stable. Got no issues with that. And that will fold up into your pocket quite easily. You can use it with a Trangia. Take the bottom out. And those sides that we have, that you can see, actually fit the Trangia into them. So you can just drop the Trangia in there like that. This is very fiddly. It does take a bit of practice getting used to it. And there you have a Trangia stove. Now, admittedly, this does wibble wobble a little bit, but it will not collapse on you. It's perfectly fine. And again, away we go. Now, just let me show you this. Quite fiddly, and if it was really cold, I'm not sure you'd be able to do that if it was really cold. It is quite expensive. I think it comes in at about £35, 36, maybe 37. That's for the stainless steel version. There is a titanium version if you want to get £70+ out of your pocket, fill your boots. But I do rate it, I do like it. It is my most expensive, and it is also one of my favourite. But let's go back to that pocket stove I showed you. You know, when I took it apart and got the 4 little ones out, you can actually buy that from the same people. Backpacking Light, I think it is. You can buy that just as that little tiny mini stove, and that's quite good. But it is also quite expensive, just on its own. And I don't like separating the kit, so I'm either carrying my honey stove or I'm not carrying it, because you know as well as I do, the minute you start separating bits, you're going to lose them and something will go missing, and then it becomes unusable. I looked on the internet a few months ago, I came across that. Made in China, pocket stove. Not only does it fold away like that, it also comes with a bag. And not only does it come with a bag, it also comes with a little dish. That's the red arrows in the background. They're doing a display on the seafront. So it comes, either that would be an attacked, preppers take cover. Yeah, and that was £7. And it works perfectly fine. £7. That small version of the honey stove, the little pocket stove, go and check the prices out for them. Go and have a look at how much they cost. Yeah, you might have to wait a bit for it, but it is a good little piece of kit. And yeah, as you can see, I do use it because it's good. Right, not really going to harp on about the other stuff. Maybe you might comment on that thing. Don't know if you've ever seen one of those before. Again, made in China. Drop that in there. Light it away. It's already on the sweet spot. Are you in a hurry? If you are, then you'll always need something like that. Zebra pot. You may have seen those before. Hang from the fires. Love cooking with that. Making bannock bread as well. I really enjoy doing that. special Brannick bread. Bannick bread. This system you would have seen before. Pathfinder lid I had to buy that separately because I've been after a lid for this for years, but now I've got one, and I also love this kit too. We're getting down already, aren't we? You might have seen this version before. This is a Trangia stove as well. There are a right and a wrong way to use this. I've seen some videos on YouTube, and not always correct, I'm afraid. That's the easiest way to light it and put it out again, is by removing the windbreak. The pan sits inside, or you can hang. It's up to you. This is a stainless steel version. It's not the aluminium version. It's a workhorse. It takes a few knocks, I can tell you that, but it is heavy. It's not something that you would carry around for days and days. Let's go back to this. Bags inside of bags inside of bags. There are some things on the internet that you see straight away and you go, I want one. And I seen, not the bag itself, I thought that would be practical, but I don't find it very practical for me. It's not something, shut up Jet. It's not something that I use anymore. I got it, I used it a couple of times. It just felt like I was carrying an extra bag for no reason really. I don't carry just a brew kit with me. If I'm out and about, I carry a day sack with everything in, so this really doesn't do it for me. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion. Anyhow, what does do it for me? Is that. I love that. I love the fact that I can take that off of there and I can cook over an open fire with that. I love the fact that that cup nestles in there perfectly. You know, some things are just worth having, and in my mind that is worth having. It's just got everything you need. You can forget the rest if you've got that and you've got enough natural fuel around you to cook. You can just use those two items, and that's what I really like about it. And I suppose that's why people carry that little bag to go with it, but for me that nails it. That absolutely nails it. But there is just one more little tiny thing I've just remembered. I did watch a YouTube video and I watched a guy make something out of a coat hanger. I was really impressed, so I had a go at one, and you know what, it works. Actually, a coat hanger, a wire coat hanger. Now, to be fair, the chap who made his used a much thicker gauge wire, and I don't have that, so I had a go with a standard coat hanger, and it does actually work. It's a bit wibbly wobbly, bit precarious, and you know, but it does work. So let's have a look. I love that. You know, and even when that pot's got half full of water, it's still stable enough to cook on it. Yeah, I like that. And when you're finished with it, there you go. My cookers. Why I don't use anything else and what I think about them. Kind of figured you might want to send that in action, so let's give it a go. Where's Gromit when you need him? Okay, that's just hit the 6 minutes now, and that is what I would consider to be a rolling boil. Definitely at 6:15, so 6 minutes 15 seconds, and that is a rolling boil. And that's actually 12 ounces of water, not 10. So there we are, my cookers, my bits and bobs. That's what I use. If you have any questions, please ask away. If you don't agree with what I said, And yeah, please comment. I'd like to hear from you. Thanks very much. Goodbye.